Hey, how's everybody doing? Hope you guys are having a great Thursday evening. Just got home. I got showered up, got cleaned up from work. It was a long day. Work definitely kicked my butt today. So sorry if I'm not as enthusiastic in this video, but I definitely wanted to kind of go over and just kind of talk about some of the books I'm reading. This isn't me ranking them. This is in no particular order. I just know not everybody reads every single book, and I know there's a lot of books out there. So if you're not reading something and you want to catch up or you want to follow along in the story, I'm going to start doing these every single week, maybe a couple times a week, depending on when I get my books and depending on what I'm reading. But this is just a few of the books that I'm reading, a few of my favorite books right now. And this is Ghost Rider number 5. And like I said, I know I'm kind of just jumping in, so I'll definitely catch you guys up if you're not reading this. I hope the lighting and camera looks good. I kind of got a janky setup until all my equipment comes later on. So yeah, this Ghost Rider, it's kind of a more horror themed. And Johnny Blaze, he can't really control the spirit of vengeance right now. Kind of like you see, it kind of comes out whenever he wants. He blacks out. Ghost Rider leaves him messages. He blacks out. Things happen, so on and so forth. Right now, he's on his way to Salt Lake City, and that's where he's going. Excuse me. So right here, you got a little meeting of some of the witches and some of the bad guys in the Magic Guild. And what I thought was really interesting about this book is right here in this panel. I noticed you can see Doctor Doom, and then you can see Swamp Thing, and then you can see Rhino. And I noticed that right off the bat, and I was like, what is going on? Oh yeah, you got Loki and Red Hood up here. So it looked like they were all coming together for a bike rally. Here you got Zebediah. Like I said, they're all talking about a way to get back at the Ghost Rider. And he isn't really against Ghost Rider or for him. He's just kind of doing his own thing. Here she gets jumped by her kind of lawyer that she has. And like I said, going back to the last page over here, you see Morbius, Blade, Rhino. Let's see, we got Johnny Blaze, Swamp Thing, you got Wolverine, Doctor Doom, Moon Knight, Elektra. And then you got like a form of an Iron Man. It's not Iron Man, but I'm not sure who it is. But yeah, it looks like they're all getting ready to do a bike rally or a race or something. And here you got Doctor Doom. You got somebody in the distance kind of putting together the whole race. They don't really know what's going on. You don't really know why they're all there at this point. Here you got Bullseye and Kraven as well. You got Black Widow and Scarecrow. But yeah, everybody just shows up to this race. Doctor Doom starts blasting. Excuse me. Here you got Blade and Morbius fighting. I thought this was super cool how you had this whole bike rally where they were all going to this one place. Again, you don't know what is going on or why they're doing this bike rally. Here you got Moon Knight pushing everybody off. And then he meets up with Wolverine. And then they kind of slow down and start kind of talking about what's going on. You just tell Wolverine to stay out of his way. Wolverine says, hey, bub, stay out of this way. And then the road opens up and actually tries to suck him in. They go right through. And then he realizes he gets a flashback of hell. And he's rode this road before as the Spirit of Vengeance. So here, as you go, you get this random B-rate villain, it doesn't even say who they are, comes up, shoots him up. In this whole story, he's had a little gash on the side of his head, and it's a mouth, and it's been talking to him. And it hasn't really said too much besides like one or two words here and there. So here you go, it finally opens up, something's crawling out, something's happening, Wolverine comes rolling up, still consuming him. Wolverine grabs him up, saves him up, and now he kind of realizes what is going on and why they were at this race. And it wasn't really a race, it was a win-win for Hell, because if people died in this race, Hell got their soldiers, and whoever won this race, it was kind of a recruitment thing for Hell. So here they roll up to this tunnel, you got the road coming to life, and Wolverine cruises his bike at it. But what I really loved about this comic is at the very end, you kind of see who the shadowy figure is who's putting on this whole race, and it's Blackheart. And I love Blackheart as a villain, and he's not talked about, and he's not really in any comics. So I'm very curious and excited to see where it goes with Blackheart. So yeah, you got Ghost Rider number 6, Exorcism of Johnny Blaze. You got him and Wolverine fighting. And yeah, that's Ghost Rider number 5. It is definitely one of my top 3 favorite books I'm reading. I just love the horror element. But again, all these are pretty much my favorite books. So yeah, let's get into the next one. All right, next up we got Edge of Spiderverse number 1. I got the Scotty Young cover right here. So yeah, this was kind of a backstory and kind of an introduction to 3 different characters. I just started reading Amazing Spider-Man last week with issue number 6. So I'm kind of a little behind on Spider-Man, so I'm grabbing Edge of Spider-Verse, ASM, any Spider-Man tie-ins to kind of catch myself up. But I really enjoyed this one in the kind of random little direction they're going to, and I'm curious to see where this all boils up. So here we got Spider-Lord, kind of back in the Revolutionary times, and then you got the other Spider-Man that show up and kind of give him a vision of everybody's in danger, the Spider-Verse, blah, 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 all the typical, stuff. And he is just, he just wants to find his goat. That's all he's concerned about. And then after they get him, it skips to Ariana. And then she just kind of gives a backstory of her growing up, or not growing up, but her living her life, dealing with school, dealing with all that. And then she's swinging, and pow, she gets hit with something, and it's a symbol showing up again. It's that tattoo that showed up when she first got her powers, when she first got bit. So that's where she's at. And then she, gets back to bed, gets hit real hard, has a vision of Madam Web. That's what I really liked about this comic. I'm a huge Madam Web fan. I loved her back in the old cartoons and stuff like that. So she wakes up covered in sweat and her own webbings and all that. And then hurry up, bop. She's got to hurry up and get on neat for her roommate, kind of explain what's going on. Sees that there's an attack at Central Park, and it's the Rat King and all his minions, and they got this little barbed gun they're trying to inject everybody with. But as she's fighting, she gets a little bit closer, a little bit closer, a little bit closer, and boom, she gets hit with one of those barbed guns, and she starts to pass out. Her power, that tattoo, starts to throb a little bit, and she starts to pass out. But as she's falling out, she sees somebody standing there watching. When she wakes up, she's with Madam Web. Madam Web's kind of explaining what's going on, that the whole Spider-Verse is in danger, blah, 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 all that typical Marvel stuff. Goes back, the whole time Ariana's complaining that her suit is all ripped up, it's in tatters. So Madam Web's like, I got you. So what does she do? Boom, new suit. I like this old style, or not the old style, but the new suit, but the classic look on it. So she's all got that. Explains the backstory with her, and then boom, she shows up to the nightclub where that lady is. The lady basically is trying to turn everybody into those, into her minions, into those rat people. So she gets into a fight with her. Ariana gets taken down, starts talking some smack. She goes after her again, takes her down, and then boom, Madam Web's going on. She just tells Ariana that this is just the beginning. She tells her she needs her help. She's, well, Web, what can I say? You got it. Poof. They take off. George Perez, rest in peace. And then you had this dude. This was an awesome story. You had Spider-Rex, Peter Parker. So yeah, basically backstory coming with him is that they were fighting, and a meteor covered in spiders came down and hit this T-Rex, and that's what basically his origin story of how he got his powers. So it looks like he's fighting a pterodactyl, which is supposed to be the Green Goblin, which is pretty dope. So they're fighting all that. Spider-Rex is thwipping around, webbing up the velociraptors, fighting the Goblin, and then he swings through. Not really caring, saying I'm Spider-Rex, knocking over trees, and then boom, trees fall over, Green Goblin falls over, and he lands on what's supposed to be Aunt May and Ben, and kills them both. So that's how they die, and then this is all his fault, and then at the end, I like this little bubble. It says, and that was the day that the amazing Spider-Rex learned with Gra power, there also must be responsibility. And then Ariana just says, what the bleep, because she was watching the whole time. And at the end, I never read any Spider Noir comics, but after watching Into the Spiderverse #1, or the movie, I started really falling in love with the Spider Noir character just because of his gritty style. I love Sin City. I'm a huge Sin City fan. I'm a huge Frank Miller fan. I love his work. So Spider Noir really tied into that. He's got a bullet hole. He wakes up, not wakes up, but gets his wound, goes out there, gets all the bad guys. He meets this girl. She can't remember who she is, where she came from, any of that. He goes back with Mary Jane. Mary Jane catches him making out with this new girl, and then he says, love like mine can never die. So basically he's just trying to figure out where this girl came from, what her memory is, why she can't remember anything. And then he leads her to some random building, some random place. She's saying she's hearing place, she's in danger, it's in room 53. So he goes and investigate. There's music playing, and it's I think it's Madam Wasp or something. I forget that character's name. Like I said, I'm a little behind in Spider-Man. And he goes in there, sees them, starts tripping out, and then when he wakes up, he's infected by her, says, I'm not afraid anymore. It says the end. And then if you kind of read where this is going, it's going to say, it's basically saying what's going to happen, and it's leading maybe to the end of the Spider-Verse. So that's why I'm reading all the Spider-Man books. I'm very curious to where this goes. The next issue, it looks like you got Gwen, you got the, Spider UK, I think, and then, like I said, Madam Wasp, or the Wasp, whoever that is. So yeah, that's Edge of Spider-Verse, issue 1. Definitely a fan of that, and can't wait to read issue 2. All right, guys. We got Batman 126, done by Chip Zdarsky and George Jimenez. I haven't read Batman in years, since I was a kid. Not the biggest DC fan unless it's like horror or something like that related. But if you're not reading this book, the artwork is top notch. Gunslinger Spawn is by Brett Booth. That's probably my favorite artwork. But this is just so clean and so crispy. I love the artwork. So in the last issue, we got introduced by Failsafe, who just kind of showed up at the end. Penguin, he's dead. Everybody's trying to take over. And then you got all the boys and girls suiting up to kind of go take on Failsafe. You got Batman and Robin here. They're kind of talking it up. They don't know about this new guy. They have nothing. No, he's never been shown before. So right here, Failsafe basically shows up behind Batman in the Batcave, and they just start going to town, fighting it out. Batman gets thrown against the wall, trying to go after Failsafe. He just gets taken down. He whispers into his wrist, car, exit. Car comes flying by, Bat grapples it, grabs out, explosions, and then they're on the street. Like I said, Failsafe's just too much for Batman to handle. So they get out on the street, Failsafe's on fire, he's talking to Barbara. She says, keep it busy. He's throwing some batarangs at it. Like I said, it's just too much. He's just running right through it, punches Batman in the ribs, sends him flying. He says it's bad Oracle, need to get, and then he tries to get away. He tries to bat grapple away, and Failsafe just grabs him by his cape and just slams him on the ground. You can see, like I said, the expressions in this book and the artwork are top notch. Batman's on the ground getting absolutely destroyed. He just keeps saying for justice, for Failsafe. And then you got Cassandra, Stephanie, and Duke, who show up to kind of save the day. Says you called for some justice. And they start going to town, and Failsafe just absolutely flattens them. Just doesn't even care. In this panel right here, he's got them all flattened. And then Robin's trying to get Batman out, and then who comes to save the day? Nightwing, Dick Grayson. So Nightwing's looking all formidable. Just says everything's tainted. He keeps saying justice and Failsafe. Like I said, Nightwing's here, gonna try and take him on. Failsafe jumps up in the air and absolutely just takes out the whole block with this power slam. Starts just mowing down with Batgirl and Nightwing and everything, fighting Duke and Dick Grayson, just mopping the floor, everything. And then he takes Duke's little mask off and he scans it, and now he says he has access to everything. So here we got Failsafe basically showing up to where the Oracle is and just scanning everything in, and then Batman's retreating. He says he needs to be here at the old cave. And this is what I loved about this book. This reminds me of my childhood. Shreds his bat suit. He goes in, brings an old case out, and he says, come in, it, like right here, it changes into purple. And he says, only one man could have done this to me, a failsafe for a failsafe. Robin's like, what are you talking about? He's like, it's okay, boy, it's me. It's the Batman. And then this is like super nostalgic to me. Like I said, I don't remember reading, it was like an alien or something, the Zur-On-N-R. It's when he had the purple and orange suit. It's when the alien like took him over and he was just brutal and hardcore. So I absolutely love that. And then these little back issues of Catwoman, they're actually super dope. Like I said, Penguin died, so I'll just skim through it real quick. Basically, she's trying to go around and find an heir to Penguin, and she's hunting down and trying to find his kids, but every time she shows up, they're dead. But then it turns out the two main kids, they're the ones that are killing everybody to inherit all Penguin's money. But then they get mad of, because they're only getting the iceberg lounge, so they get super mad. And yeah, and then she says they killed their siblings. Did the Penguin know that this would happen? It seems like everything was planned. She needs another address, so she's going to continue finding what's going on with these killings. So these backstories are definitely cool. So yeah, that's Batman 126. I got this cool swimsuit variant. Definitely one of my, like I said, top 5 probably books I'm reading, and I don't even recommend normally reading DC that often as of me personally, but this Batman run is fantastic. So yeah, let's get into the next book. All right, here we got Carnage number 4. Love this book. Definitely horror vibes to it. Love everything that's going on. Basically, Carnage is going around trying to absorb people's powers. He got Spot and he got Hydro Man. Killed them off. Absorbed it. You got, what's his name? Detective. Totally forgot his name. Detective, yeah, Jonathan Shade. And then Kenneth Neely. Detective Shade is the one that has part of Cletus's symbiote in him, and then Kenneth is the one that has like the absolute carnage part in it. But basically in the last issue they got sucked through a hole and they got taken apart. Neely with the new Carnage is sent somewhere else, and the detective is sent into just basically floating through space, and he's floating through the Cletus Cassidy Carnage, and they're talking to each other saying basically the only thing keeping him alive right now is Carnage. And then it cuts to Carnage, a wild hunt, to the new one, the Absolute Carnage, with Kenneth. They're on a totally different planet. Basically, Carnage is saying we're here to hunt down gods. So Carnage is looking to take the power of gods. So it kind of goes into the backstory of what's going on this planet and its natural inhabitants. It's like an elven planet, an elven race, and basically they hold like this wild hunt to kind of see who's going to be the best warriors of it. And this one dude with his arm cut off, there's 6 warriors. He's going to be one of the people on the hunt. Basically, it's just talking about them going out on the hunt. They're supposed to find a magical wolf, bring back the pups, but lo and behold, Carnage is hunting them the whole time. So he starts slaying out these elves as they go one by one, and then it cuts, as he's slaying them out, it cuts to the detective, and he's just talking about, is he going to be just floating through space? He doesn't really know what's going on until wormhole pops up. They get sucked into it, and then he pops up into another world where you meet somebody called the pattern maker. They call him, she says she's a spiderling. She's the pattern maker. The whole thing with the web, what is it? The web of universe, or the webbing, I forget what it's called, that ties in all these different Spider-Man universes and stuff. But yeah, they're talking about why he's there and what's going on. Yeah, the web of life. That's what it was called. So then she goes in here, and then she said something's really going wrong. You're seeing Carnage symbiote starting to spread all over, and she's like, I'd be a fool to ignore it. She knows that Cletus Cassidy is with him. So then we cut back to seeing the new Carnage, and Kenneth sent him off to hunt this one-handed elf to kind of prove himself, to maybe prove that he's worthy to take over the symbiote. But then this elf creeps up kind of looks like Nightcrawler actually, but creeps up and takes him over, and he says, "Choose your last words wisely," asking him why he's there. And then the next issue, I think it's issue 5. Definitely looking forward to that. So yeah, that was Carnage number 4. Definitely recommend it. This issue was a little meh compared to the other ones. The other ones were more of a horror vibe. I compared this with the new Ghost Rider. So if you like a little bit of a horror in your Marvel life, go with this book. So yeah, let's get on to the next one. So yeah, that's just a rundown of some of my books that I've been reading for the week. As you know, if you watch any of my other videos, I'm a huge Spawn fan, so that's my main jam. But it's really hard to kind of catch up on Spawn. So if you want to kind of get a touch up on Spawn, or if you're interested in Spawn, leave a comment down below and I'll make just a whole separate video just kind of talking about the back history and kind of where Spawn is, so you can kind of read it. Like I said, here's Scorched. It's a team up of everybody. The artwork's super vibrant. It's always amazing. Gunslinger is my favorite because of Brett Booth, but across the board, King Spawn, Scorch, Spawn, Gunslinger, they're all great artwork and writing, man. Todd McFarlane, he's always been my favorite. I've always read it as a kid, and with the $2.99 price point, you can't beat that. So yeah, that's just kind of a rundown. I'm going to kind of do a weekly series, not really a series, but just a weekly thing where I talk about my books, what I'm reading. If you're interested, you can follow this and just kind of get a quick update of the books. I'll have my poll, my 2-week polls this week, so look out for that. And definitely, I know I've been busy this week, so I haven't had any videos, but either Friday or Saturday, I will have my 100 subscriber giveaway video. So make sure to go back into the announcement, and if you haven't entered, make sure you're subscribed, like that video, and hashtag make a change on my 100 subscriber announcement. It's like 2 videos ago, I'm pretty sure, with the Deadpool saying he loves you guys. So yeah, I appreciate you guys. I hope everybody's having a great evening, and as always, I love you guys, and I hope you find what you're looking for. Thanks.